In the past year, I've added 200 pounds on my deadlift, 100 pounds on my squat, and 50 pounds on my bench. And I did that only using one free program called NSUNS. Now, before we get into the video, definitely understand that just because these are the progress I made, it won't be the exact same progress that you make. In addition to that, this program can be for beginners, but ideally I would say it's for more of the intermediate level. This program is not for the lighthearted, so you have to really know exactly what you're doing before you dive into this program. What this program does first is going to take your 90% of your true max, and then it's going to use that 90% as your training max. So that will be the number you'll be using for pretty much the entire program. Also, in addition, all the footage that I use here aren't actually my exact maxes and my true maxes. They're not all percentage based. The ones on the video that I'm showing are just strictly for you to see and to provide an example. If you want to see how I exactly ran it in my top sets and AMRAP, they're all on my Instagram at pandatrbl. And make sure you hit that like button, okay? So the program is an upper body day and then a lower body day, alternating through day 1 to day 6, and I'll be explaining the entire thing and how it works starting now. Okay, so the program is a 6-day program consisting of your first 2 main lifts and accessories on each given day. For the sake of this video, I'm going to split the 2 main lifts and then the accessories. The 6-day program consists of alternating upper body and lower body days. Because NSUNS is a linear periodization type of program, it is really dependent on your top AMRAP set. Top set means your heaviest set, and AMRAP is an acronym for as many reps as possible. This is important because this will be relevant during the whole video, so please make sure you remember these terms and take a note of it. On your top AMRAP set, if you get 0 to 1 reps, you increase the weight by 0 next week. If you get 2 to 3, increase the weight 5 pounds next week. If you get 4 to 5 reps, increase it by 4 to 10 pounds next week. If you get 6 to 8 reps, increase it by 10 to 15 pounds next week. This rule only applies to your top sets of your day 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll get into that a little bit more throughout the video. You'll understand what those mean. For day 1, it is your light bench and your light overhead press day, OHP for short. This day consists of your first benching 3 sets of 4 of a weight where it's around 70% of your training max. Then you have a bunch of back off sets to do, where for your 4th set, for an example, you would take 5% off your top set and do that for 5 reps. Next set, same thing. You take off 5% again and then do 6 reps and then 7 reps. And then on your last set, you will be doing an AMRAP again. They're gonna suck. After you finish bench, you move to overhead press or OHP. For OHP, you pick a weight that is 70% of your training max and do 6 sets in this rep scheme of 3, 5, 7, 4, 6, 8 in that order. Okay, so now day 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the worst days of your life on this program. Day 2 to 5 are your AMRAP days, and the primary movements for those are going to be your squat, overhead press, deadlift, and bench press in that order. And your secondary movements for those days are deadlifts, incline bench, slow squats, and closed grip bench at 70% of your training max. For each day, you start with an AMRAP at 95% of your training max, not your true max, your training max. You drop 5% of your training max each set for 5 sets. The rep scheme of these 5 sets is a little bit different each day. So listen closely. For squats and overhead press, you have 3 triples before 2 sets of 5. For deadlifts, you just have 5 triples. For bench, you alternate between triples and sets of 5 for 5 sets. After you hit your 5 sets, drop another 5% of your training max and do another AMRAP. For this AMRAP set, you should be hitting anywhere between 10 to 16 reps. Feel free to adjust this weight accordingly if you are hitting too many or too few reps. But make sure you really push yourself and try to squeeze out every single rep. Really ask yourself if you can hit one more rep. Finally, day 6, which is light squats and light deadlifts. This one is super easy, super light weights, just to grease the groove. 7 sets of triples on your squats and then 6 triples on deadlifts. Now we have the fun part, accessories. On NSUNS, accessories aren't super strict. You choose your own exercises for the most part. I did my upper body accessories on days 1, 3, 5, and then my core and my bicep days on 2, 4, 6. This way I don't fatigue my core before lower body days and vice versa. I also found that the squat and deadlift volume was enough that I did not need to do any additional lower body accessory work. On upper body days, I did pull-ups, lat raises, and tricep exercise in that order. For pull-ups, I did 10 sets of pull-ups. So my first set would be 10, my second set is 9, and then 8, and then 7, and then 6, till I reached, you guessed it, 1. You want to rest anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds. It's better for you to try to hit the weight rather than hit the timing. So if you need to wait additional time to try to hit the rep scheme, go for it. For lat raises, try to keep it light. Make sure you can actually do the weight with proper form. Or you could risk damaging your rotator cuffs, and that is not acceptable. We don't want to hurt yourself running this program. I do about 15 to 20 pounds, and I can shoulder press a lot more than that, like 75 pounds, 80 pounds. I do 5 sets of 12 reps with 30 seconds to 1 minute rest in between. On my 5th set, I typically drop set it with lighter weight, usually 10 pounds for an AMRAP. So for example, if I did 15 pounds on my 4th set, I would do 10 pounds as my last set for my AMRAP. Lastly, for triceps, I usually do the cable pull downs and do 3 sets of 12 and then drop set the 3rd set with a lighter weight for an AMRAP. On lower body days, I do a different set of accessories, of course. I do 2 ab exercises and 2 bicep exercises. For my first ab exercise, I like to do full hanging leg raises for 3 sets of 10 to 15. For my second ab exercise, I did half leg raises for 3 sets of 12, super fast, super quick. Really make sure you keep your core nice and tight and really work that core. For my first bicep exercise, I did incline dumbbell curls. For incline dumbbell curls, make sure you pick a weight where you think you can confidently hit 3 sets of 8 for. Your last set should leave you with 1 to 2 more reps in the tank. For my second bicep exercise, I typically find a cable machine and again pick a weight that I could confidently do 3 sets of 8 for. But immediately after my 3rd set, I would lower the weight and you guessed it, do another AMRAP for a drop set. Now I know that there are a lot of things that you might have questions about because lifting can be very unique to each individual with different lifting techniques. Lifting with an injury, what if I can't do a certain exercise? Can I substitute it? Hit that like button. All these things can really prevent you from doing this program properly, and looking for the correct solutions can be everything to your gains. Don't forget that the most important things to gains is making sure that you have enough sleep. Enough sleep is going to be really important to how successful this program will be for you. Make sure you eat enough protein. That will be extremely key for you as well. And definitely stretch. This is a very difficult program because you have so much volume. Really make sure you stretch out your body before and after you do this program. Remember, results may not be instant, but any little progress you make, such as a faster rep or a 5-pound increase, is still an increase, so you have a strong mentality and keep pushing through mental barriers. If you have any questions at all regarding this program, definitely leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer every single one of the comments. And again, I will be making a separate mini videos to address a lot of these exercises, how I do it, how I warm up, when I add the weight, tweaks I added to my own lifts, low bar, high bar, proper equipment, all of that. So make sure you subscribe and don't miss out on that content. And if you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I definitely want to show you guys how amazing NSUNS is and how many gains I've made. It's insane amount of gains that I've made so far. I definitely would recommend this for sure. It's always good to try something new, so give it a shot. At the very least, take small parts of this program to incorporate it into your own. With that being said, thanks again for watching, and thank you for following me on my YouTube grind. Follow me on Instagram again, it's PandaTRBL, to see my lifts and my road to nationals. That's my goal one day. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for everything, people. I'm out. Later.